We had our pick line out, so we got to really enjoy your birthday. Waking up each day, epilepsy is like, hey, I'm probably gonna ruin your day today, but you don't know when. Good job.
4-year-old Teddy Bronson battles Dup15q syndrome on the daily, as an extra chromosome leaves him predisposed to epilepsy. His mom, Liz, still recalls his very first seizure at just 17 months old.
I went to get him out of bed and the lights were on, but nobody was home.
An onslaught of seizures defined the next 2 years. A daily dose of spasms mixed in with longer and stronger tonic-clonic seizures that could last 15 minutes.
Each time when a drug didn't work, man, it felt like we hit rock bottom. And you see all the people around you that are like, oh, if they have a seizure, they get to go to the ER and it gets better. And our life is not that. Our life is a kid that seizes, and we then have to go on with our day.
This drug-resistant epilepsy led Liz to seek surgical intervention in California, a remedy short-lived after an infection required removal of an epilepsy treatment device.
So I'll touch base with our IR friends just to make sure that we get...
Then last fall, Liz, who works as a neonatal nurse practitioner at Children's Hospital and Medical Center, coincidentally met Afshin Salehi, a pediatric neurosurgeon who expressed the team at Children's now had the talent and the technology for a second attempt at surgical intervention. The Bronsons were all in.
There is no better feeling than to have him in the care of my colleagues, and you really know people professionally, but then to have them take care of you personally is a really great impact.
So in early March, Teddy underwent responsive neurostimulation surgery, or RNS, a procedure that places a small computer on the skull, a device called an internal pulse generator.
It's detecting a seizure and analyzing in real time, and then trying to stop the seizure by interrupting the pathway.
The IPG is connected to electrodes, which are threaded into one of the deepest parts of the brain, requiring the use of a robotic surgical assistant named ROSA.
So when we're using the ROSA robot, we're using accuracy less than 0.5 millimeter. So being off by 2 millimeters is a huge problem. The accuracy we had for that case that we just did recently was 0.31 millimeters.
That accuracy comes from all the pre-planning. Before an incision is ever made, ROSA develops a 3-dimensional roadmap.
We basically make a volumetric model of the brain from MRI or CT scan images we require before surgery. So we want to, in those trajectories, be very careful to avoid specific vessels. And then there are certain areas of the brain that we still don't want to pass through.
The target itself is 3 to 4 millimeters in size, smaller than the eraser on a pencil.
And then we place the electrode, knowing that we have high accuracy registrations with the ROSA through the trajectory that the arm gave us.
This high-precision surgery took just half a day and highlights the first use of ROSA in pediatric neurosurgery, not only at Children's, but the entire region.
The case that we just did, the RNS case, puts us on the map with only probably 2 or 3 other centers in the country that are doing that in pediatric patients.
Just days out of surgery, Teddy was home and back to his active self. Liz and her husband Matt are hopeful for results similar to Teddy's first RNS surgery.
We went through periods where we would see a seizure start in our laps with Teddy, and then you knew when it sent an impulse because the seizure would stop. And initially we had the device in before his infection for 81 days. And in those 81 days, he had about 27 tonic seizures. So he had a 2/3 reduction nearly in 81 days. And he actually had a period of 24 days of nothing.
The Bronsons don't anticipate total seizure freedom, but believe a reduction in seizure burden will vastly improve Teddy's life.
If you compare Teddy with his baseline seizure rates to the Teddy that we have now with seizures even half, you're looking at almost 2 different individuals in terms of their quality of life.
And for the Bronsons, it's not just what this historic surgery means for Teddy's life, but for members of their epilepsy community who seek similar intervention through innovation at Children's.
And to have Teddy be the first one to do that, it's amazing. But to know that this has set forth a path for surgical intervention for epilepsy at Children's, that's priceless.